In this video, we'll talk about how we added this effect to the dialog component that was used in the series of videos on validation. So you can see here when I click this button, the list of topics that were discussed is displayed in a div, and it's shown or hidden with animation. So the way in which this was done was, let's go back to the list of controls. You can see here that at the top of the list of controls we have a freeform container. A freeform container is in the container section. Over there you can see it's listed over there in the list of containers, and a freeform container is a container that can contain any HTML that you want. So let's go there, back over to the builder for the freeform container, and you can see here that inside the freeform container we have a div. We've set the style of the div to display none, which means that initially it's hidden. We've set its ID to topics, which is just an arbitrary ID that we chose, and we also set its class name to topics, which we'll discuss a little later. And then inside the div we've got some unordered lists and then nested unordered lists to create the tree structure of the list of topics that were discussed. So then next we have a button. The button label is show topics, and then let's go to JavaScript there for the on-click event of that button, and you can see that that button is using action JavaScript to and we've chosen this action, the toggle visibility of a container or div. So if we edit the action, you can see here that the div that we're toggling visibility on is called topics, which was the ID of the div that we assigned when we created the freeform edit region. And then let's go to dialog properties and go to local CSS definitions, and you can see here that we have a CSS class called topics, and we've used rounded borders and a box shadow, and we've just used these various CSS selectors so that the rounded borders will work in Mozilla and WebKit and also IE9 as well. So the combination of all of those things allows us to have this button. Now the div is initially hidden. When we click it, the div shows using animation, and then you can see the CSS style is causing the rounded corners and the box shadow. Then you can see over here underneath the button we have some static text which has the heading, which is validating data in a dialog, and that heading you can see is in bold, and we did that by just assigning an arbitrary class name to it. You can see there's heading. So if we click on the class name selector, that brings up a list of all of the available class names. So because the current style that we're using is gradient, here are all of the CSS selectors in the gradient style. But then we can also add our own local CSS selectors here. So if we go here and edit local CSS, and let's just go to code view. I could also do this in design view. Basically you can see there's topics and there's heading over there, but it's in this case it's just quicker to do it in code view. Let's go here and create a topic called .foo, and we'll say color red, close that down, and now you can see in our list of available CSS class names we have foo over here, but we're not going to actually select it. So without any coding at all, I was able to create these nice animated effects and make a pretty good looking dialogue. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much.